What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian.
And you know, whenever you buy a bottle, a lot of times there's a lot of risk because you can only do so much research, and even that research doesn't lead you to tasting. There's no foolproof system, I guess, of knowing whether you like a whiskey or not, other than just simply opening it up and tasting it.
Right.
So
and sometimes you hear people talk about, oh, this is the best bottle. You got to get this bottle, and then your palates don't match up.
with that, the topic of the day is whiskeys that have let us down. So you have one more bottle than me. I'll let you go. We'll just get right into it.
Okay.
Let's find out what's let us down.
Okay. So my first one's probably might catch a few people off guard, but it was an Old Elk. It was a blended straight bourbon whiskey. It was a 84 proof, and it's got a cool topper. That's where the coolness stopped.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
So this was one of this. I bought this probably about 4 years ago, and it's kind. I tried it thinking, man, it's got to get better. It never got better.
Yeah.
It ranked really high. It had a lot of different things that they had award. It won all kinds of awards, but man, I just didn't care for it.
Not your thing.
So
what is it you don't like about it in particular?
It's earthy.
Okay.
So a lot of the tones you're going to get on what it's off-putting. Now, have I gotten to where now that I've kind of evolved to where I can appreciate an earthy, as long as it brings me something else? I have.
Yeah.
So these, honestly, I probably should go back to at some point.
Yeah.
To see if maybe this would grow on me, because at first, like I said, anything earthy noted was just so off-putting. I couldn't palate it.
Right.
So I was done with it. This one I drank a lot more than what I normally would for what I got out of it on the first taste back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that most of them are kind of an earthy taste.
Okay. Cool. I have an Old Elk weeded bourbon store pick. I'll have to let you try sometime that I do like. But anyway, my first bottle. This really breaks my heart. This really breaks my heart because this is the only bottle from this distillery that I haven't absolutely loved. I've absolutely loved everything else. And then second, to make matters worse, we're from Seymour, Indiana, and one of my favorite musicians is John Mellencamp. It's kind of what you got to do around here. This was the very first release from the Mellencamp Whiskey Company. It's a collaboration, Mellencamp Whiskey Company with Hard Truth. They produced this Harvest Rye, and it's got John Mellencamp's picture on it. The bottle is the coolest ever.
Yeah, it is really cool. And it's HUD, his son, actually, is the one that's kind of heading up the whiskey company. Yeah. I opened this after you told me how much you had the displeasure of it. Yeah. And I didn't think it was all, whoa. I didn't think it was all that bad. It had it's marshmallow, reminded me, it's all over there.
Oh.
So it reminded me of kind of a campfire, but like a marshmallow graham cracker. Yeah. It wasn't the best. I do agree. Okay. That's probably the worst offering that they've had. Okay. But I still enjoyed it because I elevate all of their products. I put them up pretty high. Most of them are phenomenal. But it's just
So actually pouring it is better. And I revisited this. I wanted to love it so much, but we have filmed a few episodes, so my palate's a little bit out of whack. But what I remember from it is being super raw and almost smell and taste kind of like a moonshine, like corn whiskey kind of thing, which is weird because it's a rye. There's so much rye in the mash bill, but that's what I remember from it. It's still just not hitting it for me. And it's at a great proof. I think it's 107 proof, if I'm not mistaken. 106 proof. I wanted to love it so much because it's Hard Truth. It's John Mellencamp. It's like, man, these are my jams, and just fell flat for me. Now, this was release 1, and they have since released a second one. And this is a redeeming quality of this. So I'm gonna, since I said something bad about Hard Truth and Mellencamp Whiskey Company, their second release is the only Amburana finish that I like.
Oh, okay. I have not tried the second release.
It's good.
So.
It's really good.
Okay, cool. So, okay. Well, my second one was So when I started my bourbon journey, and I went through my buying basic offerings, I ventured out. I'm gonna give me some nice bottles at the time. So I got an Angel Envy bottle that I thought was really cool looking, and then the next bottle I'd heard Rabbit Hole. So I heard Rabbit Hole is where you needed to go. So I looked at that and man, that's a beautiful bottle. And the is it Herringold? Is that how you
Haygold?
Haygold?
I don't know.
Herringold,
whatever it is. We'll put the name of it up here. You tell us how to
whatever
pronounce
it is, it's 95 proof. It's a beautiful bottle, and it is not good at all. So that's the only Rabbit Hole I've ever bought, just because I'm gun shy.
Right. Sure.
At the time, I think I paid $55 for it, but that was the most I'd ever spent for a bottle at the time.
So you were really hurting.
Yeah, I was a little shell shocked. I thought, oh my, I bought that and it's not good. Yeah. But if I remember, it has an earthy. Yeah.
Oh,
has a real earthy smell to it. It's just,
what is that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just.
It smells like something.
Yeah, and this is another one that's highly rewarded and got a lot of awards and people rave about it. But man,
I wonder if that's a batch issue. Because I went to Rabbit Hole. One thing you need to do if you go to Louisville, Kentucky, is go to Rabbit Hole. Awesome tasting room. Mm-hmm. It's like got all the walls are glass and you can kind of see the city. And I remember liking that. Oh, that's the high rye. Their standard, I can't remember what their standard was called that I really liked.
Yeah, I've had some of theirs. It's really good. This in particular one, I just did not care for. So it truly disappointed me.
Right.
So.
The Derringer sherry cask finish is phenomenal. So a little pricey, but that's okay. Really good stuff. Next up for me, this one really hurts because this was a super expensive bottle. Widow Jane Decadence. Super expensive bottle, and also I love maple syrup. And this is Widow Jane finished in a maple syrup barrel, and I don't taste maple syrup. Now, other people I have given samples to think it's great, phenomenal. I don't really care for Widow Jane 10 years, so maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. I didn't. You've had this? You gave me a sample of it. I thought it was okay. It didn't blow me. Didn't knock my socks off, but
really disappointing because I was on the hunt for this one. Erica and I both were really like, oh man, let's find Widow Jane Decadence. It is hard to come by. I think they only release it once a year. And then whenever I did, I paid, I think it was $120. And fell flat for me. I wanted to like it. I kind of lied about it for a little bit. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, it's good. Just trying to convince myself that, it was worthy of my dollars. But anyway, so, all right.
Oh, okay. Well, my next one it's not a bourbon. So one of my buddies at work found out that I was doing a bourbon show, and he was telling me, and man,
it's a funny bottle. I'm sorry.
I love this stuff. So it's Von Payne. It's a black currant.
Black currant.
Currant. So I'm sorry. I'm not a wine guy, so I don't know my terminology. But it's a black currant. And
wait, is this a whiskey?
This is that's what it is. It's a blended whiskey infused with natural black currant.
So it's kind of like a flavored whiskey.
A flavored whiskey. So it's 90 proof. Has the bottle's cool. Looks great on the shelf.
Little
it's got
gargoyle.
This gargoyle here that you could actually pour out of. They get a little stopper to put on the head there so it doesn't go bad on you. Yeah. So I poured this and it was all I could do not to spit it out. I ended up watering it down.
I'm too intrigued.
2 to 1.
I'm too intrigued.
2 to 1 on water to
black currant infused whiskey. I've never heard of anybody infusing whiskey with black currant.
So it's out of Florida, and it actually has rave reviews. People love it. But I'm gonna guess it's wine people that love it. And my buddy,
I like wine.
My buddy loves it.
Yeah.
So when I watered it down, it tasted like I got it to wine. No. That is just so strong.
That's a big no.
Yeah, it's cough syrup.
That's a big no.
It's cough syrup with something else in there. So
if I puked in the cough syrup, that's what I'll be. No, I'm kidding. So I don't want to be that mean about it.
This was like $70 and about $20 to ship it. So it cost me $90.
Are you kidding?
To get this. Now I think if you buy it in Florida, it's out of Florida. I think you can get it for like $45. Okay. But on their website, they're a little bit more. So and the other stinker of the thing is when you take the stopper off. Oh, then now it came off.
That rubber gasket comes off?
Yeah, the gasket breaks off in there. So you can, most times when you take that off, you can't even get it open.
That is so, like, sour. So if you're not familiar with black currant, it's kind of like a little bitty berry. Kind of a little bit bitter. That's super bitter.
It's super bitter.
I can't imagine somebody liking that.
I said, yeah, but it is actually really popular. It is not my jam.
You should put it in lemonade.
That might be worth a try. And then I can get through the rest of that bottle. I might try that.
Yeah,
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, there we go. Research and development for the Bourbon Pour Show from Brian. My last bottle probably will surprise a few folks, especially ones who have never purchased or tasted it. But for me, it will be Elmer T. Lee. Big letdown. Very big letdown. The only redeeming part of that is that I bought this like right at MSRP, a little bit above MSRP. And Elmer T. Lee is a single barrel, so maybe it has to do with that. But I have revisited it a couple of times. It has gotten a little bit better, but most of this has been sampling out. Yeah, I've had this bottle a year.
It's pretty underwhelming. It's not bad.
No. By any means,
not bad.
But whenever you hear all these things, you see the prices, you find it, and you think, okay, I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to save this for a special occasion. I'm thankful that I didn't.
Right.
I went to the liquor store, bought it, came home, opened it up, tried it, and was like, well. It went great. Still a cool bottle to have, just the history of it. I like Buffalo Trace.
Right.
And the story of Elmer T. Lee and helping create Blanton's and all
even
that.
contrary to even the mixed reviews of this bottle, I still want a bottle. I don't have one in my collection, so if I could get one for retail or a little over, I'm still going to buy it.
Sure.
But my expectation is going to be low.
Right.
Because this one it's not great. Like I said, it was okay.
At least you know going into it what you're going to get.
Right. It's $40 whiskey.
Right.
Which is, if you get it for retail, it's going to be around $40-$50.
Sure.
So that's probably what you should be getting.
Right. What I would love to do is put this in a blind. To see if I hate on it as much as I think I do.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pick this first.
Right.
It's supposed to be a high rye mash bill, I guess.
Which typically we favor. So,
yeah, but I don't know. We are going to eventually do a Buffalo Trace single barrel blind battle kind of thing, so maybe it'll win. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't know. I have E.H. Taylor single barrel, so that's probably going to win. But anyway.
Probably.
Anyway.
Okay.
So Elmer T. Lee.
Okay. Well, my last one was a new product that came out this year, and I really was looking forward to it because I'm a big Rebel 10-year fan.
In fact, I didn't know much about Rebel until you brought over a single barrel, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, the 10-year Rebel is awesome. This Rebel 100 6-year, this was highly anticipated. So Rebel is a Lux Row product. So Lux Row, if you don't know, recently was bought out by Ross and Squibb or MGP, and this is one of them that they were wanting to mass produce and get kind of a middle of the road entry, $35-$40 range,
daily drinker.
Yeah. And like I said, as much as I like Rebel, just the basic Rebel offering, the Rebel 100, and I like the Rebel 10-year is phenomenal.
Just amazing.
This was just not good. Very off-putting. Another one that I probably want to revisit just to see if it does change, but the first taste of it was not good at all.
I think so.
And I've smelled it since, and it's still super, super earthy.
Yeah. So what I remember, this is weeded. Oh, it smells exactly what I.
Yeah, it does.
That's exactly what I remember. And I just edited that video.
Yeah. So it'll probably be out before this one gets
right.
So you're
I remember saying that it smelled like cattails. That's what it smells like.
Yeah.
And Brian and I, we're kind of we're super kind in our reviews. We don't like trashing bourbons.
Right.
We'll be very honest with you about what we like and what we don't like. But we don't like going out there and being like, do not buy this bottle. Right. That's probably one so far in our reviews with the YouTube channel that I would say
I would not recommend.
Recommend.
Now this is one that Kurt from SLB, that he liked it. So he didn't hate on it.
So we talked about that, and I don't know if that's the same one. I thought that the one that he reviewed that he talked about was 110 proof. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, he's done 2 different ones.
Okay.
So there was a special reserve, like a one that we have not been able to get.
Okay. It's like a $35 bottle.
Right. It was $35 bottle, and then he reviewed this one.
Okay.
And
he liked both.
He liked this one. He really liked the other.
Okay.
But this one he was okay with.
Okay.
Which was, like I said,
and we're not okay with it.
No, we're not okay with it. So
it's okay.
Yeah.
But maybe you got a bad bottle. I don't know.
Who knows?
In that review, we talked about it smelling and tasting like cattails and like muddy water.
Just all off-putting stuff that you would not look for in a bourbon.
Definitely the most unique.
But hopefully, like I said, I don't want to see him bomb. Hopefully this goes over well for him, and it's something that works out well. Lux Row is a beautiful place to go to. Right. It's an awesome distillery. Man.
And if you like that bottle, more power to you. We're super glad that you bought that bottle and you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And I like Weeders.
That goes for any of these bottles.
Yeah, I love Weeders.
Yep.
And there's just everything about this I look so forward to, and it just kind of but it disappointed me. But that doesn't mean it's going to disappoint you.
Right. So. Yeah, and that goes for any of these bottles. So if just because it doesn't line up with our palate doesn't mean that you don't enjoy it. It might be your favorite whiskey of all time, and if that's the case, that's awesome.
Right.
And
that's what it's all about.
Yep,
so.
That's right. Our palates are different than yours. You know, you and I even have some disagreements on what we like. So particularly probably when it comes to rye whiskey. But let us know though in the comments below what are some bourbons and whiskeys that have let you down. Because I think I would like that discussion of finding out some other bottles, especially if I like them. I would love to know. I would love to know if
How could you not like that?
Yeah. I would love to know if you don't like a bottle that I enjoy. The best thing actually I can offer on this topic is that find someone on YouTube who pay attention to their palate and what they like, and just kind of like, okay, if that person likes this, then maybe I'll like it too. For me, Kurt with SLB, he and we line up a lot on our palate other than rye whiskey. I don't think he likes rye whiskey too much, but usually if Kurt likes it, then I'm going to like it too. So, all right, with that, we're going to close the episode the same way that we always do, and that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey. That's the black currant one.
I'll share as much as you want.
Lucky me.